Human rights activists and policy analysts say that the federal government will not make much success in tackling the alarming security challenges in the country if it does not rectify the lack of trust Nigerians have for government institutions. At a forum in Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital territory, the activists and policy analysts say that governments cannot resort to force in restoring sanity to the nation unless it falls within the ambits of the law. They add that to tackle the high rate of crime, especially with regards to Boko Haram insurgency, efforts must be made to dissect the sect and understand their motives and mindset.
This gathering of policy analysts, social and human rights activists and representatives of civil society groups and non-governmental organizations was organized by the Open Society Initiative for West Africa, OSIWA, to look at the challenges and prospects of ensuring security and public safety without sacrificing human rights and dignity. With the prevailing security challenges which have resulted in the loss of human lives and continuing insecurity among communities and citizens, the day's discussion mainly centered on what is expected of the federal government at this time.
Every time I read a statement from a government official, I don't get a sense that they are thoroughly reflecting on these issues and trying to understand the different dynamics at play.
There has to be an appreciation of what is it that actually motivates them. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with them. But you have to understand why are they doing what they are doing. What is it that informs that particular thing? You need to develop, a proper strategy for engagement. You need to disaggregate the franchise called Boko Haram.
The trust deficits between the citizens and government, slow dispensation of justice and the inefficiency of the Nigeria police, which is the primary agency charged with internal security in the country, were also issues of concern for participants.
When it happens in other countries, they blame the terrorists. But when it happens in Nigeria, they blame government. Because there has not been clear articulation of government response to this matter. So I think the first thing that government needs to do is to articulate a response and make the citizens to buy into that response.
The police, if truth be told, lack to a large extent the capacity to detect crime. With sufficient information enough and evidence enough to successfully prosecute the criminals.
These analysts agree that the current security threat in the country today is alarming, but say much can be done if the government breaks these strategies into immediate, short and long term and make efforts to connect with the citizens who they owe the responsibility to not only protect but also guarantee their human rights. Omelogo Nadi, Channels Television News.